Tell me!
Hello, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You. I am Nikki Limo.
And hello, my name is Steve Greene.
And today we are joined by our lovely guest, one of our favorites, David.
A beautiful man.
Anthony So.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I wish. My
What
fucking
is
name
your real name?
David Allen So.
is my Korean
Is it
name.
Alan?
No.
What is it?
Well, I guess if you translate it, it's in cook. But the funny shit is, in Vietnamese, an cook means eat shit. So that was great.
Damn.
And also, I was fat, so Fatso was another nickname. So that was fucking fantastic.
David Eat Shit
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I had to sit down with my parents and be like, what the
Nikki
fuck?
was limosnero, which is beggar of money.
Yeah, in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, I found out so many interesting things about her on JK News about how many times she's almost been raped and kidnapped.
Oh my God.
You make poor life choices.
Okay, well, I don't know if they would have raped
They
me.
would have raped the
Wait,
living
what's the rape part?
No, remember I told you how I almost got kidnapped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy would have raped the
I
living
don't know. Maybe
daylights
he
out
would
of
have
you.
sold me to somebody.
That's
to
true.
get
He could have
raped.
sold
Oh, so
her.
somebody else would have raped you then.
Yeah.
Either way, poor choices.
passed you off.
Literally, guy buys her
Yo,
ice cream.
It didn't happen, David.
He bought you ice cream. That's the biggest, oldest sign of kidnapping
I was
ever.
17, and the minute he wanted me to go into a dark parking lot, I said no.
That was after he
Wait,
took you.
what happened again? I forgot this story.
So I was wandering in Hawaii, and I was 17, so I was like an older teenager, and I was like, here's some shit they don't tell you, or at least they didn't tell me. I was like, an older teenager, and I was on a family vacation, so I was bored, and they all wanted to stay at the hotel, and I was like, it's 9 o'clock, like I want to do something. It's also only like 6 o'clock back home or whatever. Maybe it's the other way around, but I was awake, and they were tired. And so I wandered, I was asking if I could go walk around the street, and it's like a main street, brightly lit. It's where all the shops are. We've been there in Oahu and Waikiki. And so I'm alone, and this dude starts talking to me, and he seems like kind of nice. He's an older dude. He's like late 30s, but I was just like down for an adventure.
Large, disgusting looking man.
You
Wow.
don't know.
What did he look like?
He was this
Large and disgusting.
he was a big guy with
smelled.
a beard. Yeah.
Nice.
He was from Florida.
Okay.
But he just had kind eyes.
Oh
Okay?
my God,
Jesus.
dude! Are you listening to this right? Kind eyes.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, well, kind eyes, all right, and he just seemed like he meant no harm, and so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Like I just wanted someone to talk to, and like we were just kind of like
I love
talking
how
about
a sex slave trader has
talking about
kind
stuff,
eyes.
and I don't know. He could have not been
That's
a
the
sex
bright
slave
side.
trader.
That's called the bright
he
side.
He could have not been one. I just didn't want to take
That's
a
like
chance.
the judge sentencing him is like, hey, you seem like a nice person, but you are going away for 30 years.
He
But
bought
you
me
just seem like a
ice
nice
cream,
guy.
and
Your
he bought
kind
me a
eyes almost got
necklace.
me.
Not like a fancy necklace, but like a souvenir, like little
shell
sandal
shit, yeah.
necklace. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool.
He is a cheap date. I know that.
I said I didn't want it, and he's like, I insist, so whatever. And then towards the end of the night, we got to the end
So
of the
frustrating.
strip, and he's like, hey, my car's in this parking lot. Do you want to come walk me to my car? And I was like, no. It was the type of parking lot that's like cartoonishly dangerous.
Yeah,
where it's
sure,
like
Ted Bundy.
flickering lights
The
and
one
stuff.
flickering little
Oh my
light
God.
dangling from the ceiling back
Yeah,
and forth.
swinging back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is like he was a big black dude, and I like picture like a crazy looking white dude that's gonna like a Ted Bundy is like
True.
that's who I
That's the
picture
stereotype, yeah.
is
That is the
gonna like
stereotype.
Yeah.
sell you in a sex slaver. A big black dude, he just seemed nice, like he was
Yeah,
chill.
he's just trying
He was
to
from
help
Florida.
you get into a club.
Yeah, he just seemed chill, and like he had he was like old enough to have like a gray beard, and he had this like southern twang, and like it just seemed like he was just like a nice southern gentleman. And then he asked me to go to a creepy parking lot, and I was like, no. And he's like, well, I have more stuff for you in the car.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, ah.
Oh my
He's
God.
bad at pitching.
I know. He almost had it,
Yeah.
and then he fucked it up right at the end.
Yeah.
More
Then
stuff for you. What does that even
all the
mean?
alarm bells went off because he bought me a couple gifts, ice cream and a necklace, and he's like, oh, I have something for you in the car too that I think
Yeah.
you'd really like.
Fucked up.
And I
Gotta
was
be more
like,
specific, bro.
anyway,
Poor choices.
today we want to talk about, because a lot of times on Shit They Don't Tell You, we talk about the philosophy of going after what you want in life, not settling,
Settle, people.
going
Fuck
for your
that.
dreams.
Settle always.
But we don't talk
should have done
about what happens if you actually achieve those dreams. I think mostly because we haven't actually done that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You married a
remember
stallion.
my
You-
story?
No, you have. Okay, sorry. I have not actually achieved any of my dreams like in that capacity of. Excuse me.
No, but you do that. You do that though.
I just said we because
don't bring
it's
me
our
down with you, trash.
podcast. It's
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said we as a, like an entity, but I'm
No, no,
talking
no,
about
no,
me.
no, no.
I've achieved a lot. You, on the
I'm
other
not in
hand,
the achievement gutter.
I'm sorry. I'm the only loser that hasn't achieved my dreams yet. My ultimate fucking dream.
should rewind that and see his face. He's like,
I know.
like-
He got very offended. Go on, Steve.
Yeah, so I've done films.
Cool. You're not the
Bam.
guest today.
notice plural
Yeah.
films.
Thank you. I wish I could drop a 30-pound microphone on your head right now. Yep.
Yeah, like I need it. After
No,
saying
true,
that you're
true,
much more
true.
successful than me. Great. Cool. No, I love it. Why don't you take over?
Okay, so David, as two people who have accomplished our dreams, really Nikki shouldn't
Wait,
talk
wait.
during this episode.
Wait, do you not know my story? I haven't accomplished shit.
Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah, but you just said we.
Oh, sorry. Since you and I, David, have
yes.
accomplished our dreams, isn't it a little bit depressing once you get there? Because you're like, man, I did everything.
Oh yeah, and this is not to sound like I'm stunting or anything like that, but when I created that film with my buddy Justin, I didn't expect to get into Sundance.
The film Gook, by the way, you should watch it.
Yeah, nobody thinks that, oh, your first go is going to go into Sundance. I'm just thinking this is going to be baby steps. So I'm going to learn a lot from this, and I'm going to try to tackle it the year after until
It's a great mentality to have.
Yeah, until it happens. And when
Yeah.
it happened, I didn't really prepare for it to be picked up. I didn't prepare for it to be sold. I didn't expect to go to theaters, and I didn't expect to go to Netflix. So a lot of these things were being checked off without me knowing it was going to happen. And mind you, while it's happening, it's great, right? And then I think a lot of people ask me, well, why don't you go into acting too? Don't you want to be an actor? I'm like, oh shit, maybe I do want to be an actor. Turns out I don't. So I think I like creating, and I'm not saying that I'm going away from acting. I don't think it's something that I'm going to dedicate my whole life to. So after that happened, I kind of sat around and I was like, okay, well, what next?
Yes.
No, I didn't think about the after part. So you're kind of caught up in this whole, people want you to kind of swim in your own success. So you kind of, you just pat yourself on the back a bit. But after you're done doing that, then they go, okay, now time to go back to YouTube.
Yeah, dude, it's tough, right?
And not to knock YouTube. I love YouTube.
It was just like that was the stepping stone before.
Yeah, but then it goes, hey,
the
go
movie.
back.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there and I'm trying to write these sketches or these vlogs or whatever it is and put it on my channel, and I just couldn't pick up that pen. And I just sat there looking like in my room, just depressed out of my mind. I don't want to say depressed. It's just sad. It was stagnant. Just
I
stagnant.
know exactly how that
It
feels.
was
know
like
what
the
I'm
feeling
saying?
of
I
going
do.
backwards.
Yeah, and I was backwards, and I'm trying to write this stuff to go on a platform that's going to last for what? Maybe like 100,000 views, and people will laugh at it for a week, and then it goes away.
And then you need something else.
And then I need to do
Next week.
something else. Exactly. But with the film, people remember it for the rest of their lives. And so I'm thinking like, okay, do I want to create another little 5-minute short? What's that going to do for me? Because it's never really been about money for me, right? Because if it was about money, I would have made a lot better choices. You know?
You could have done
Same
some
here.
hella slime videos.
Oh, I would have fucking pranked a bunch of like old Asian ladies. I would have kicked them downstairs. I would have done a lot of crazy shit, dude.
Dude, some of our friends that switched to doing kids content are killing it.
They are
They're
murdering
making
it.
so much money.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should just do kids content. I'm like, I can't.
I'm like, I'll kill myself.
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's not even a joke.
But I'm not judging them.
No,
I'm
not
like,
judging
good,
them.
good
It's
for
about
you.
me. It's about
but
me.
I'm like, God,
What
I
I
wish
can
I
do.
could. I just can't do it for the money.
You know, I look at like content like that too, and I could say as much as I want, oh, I bet you I can do that. I can't. I really can't. I really can't. I think conceptually speaking, we can do it, but I personally
Your soul can't do
I
it.
cannot
Same.
fucking do it. I'll see trends sometimes, and I'll specifically choose not to do it. It's like, fuck that thing.
I'd be dead in 3 years.
Is that why
Not a doubt in my mind.
Is that why it took you so long to start a podcast, which you have now started?
Yo, to be honest with you, yes. Just because,
Yeah.
because people told me, oh, you'd be great in the podcast space. And I'm like,
You're like, fuck you.
You don't
You don't
fucking
know
tell
me."
me what I'll be good at.
Wow, you guys are so similar.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. No, and then David rips out his whole old channel and replaces it all with his podcast.
Yeah.
And then the competitive side comes out. I'm like, fuck these other podcasts. Yeah, but it was so weird because I looked at my channel and I said, if you don't want to create these short films and all you want to do is create film and do other stuff, then you should do something with this channel. And essentially, the vlogs, the quote unquote vlogs that I created was just me screaming at people and saying things anyways.
Yeah. I
So-
felt very lectured.
Yeah. So you do that 5-minute video and then just turn it into an hour with a guest. So, I was like, I guess essentially what you were doing were vlogs, but you weren't really explaining what your thought process. And after a while, I started looking at my videos. I'm like, ooh, you're so annoying, dude. You know,
I love when that happens.
I think
man.
we all do that.
We
Back
all
at
do
our old
that.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, dude, why are you screaming so much, you fucking loser?
Yeah.
And what happens is too, I think like a lot of people on this space, specifically like YouTube, not the podcast space, but YouTube, people take things to heart too quick.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're only seeing a small excerpt of what I'm saying, and I'm trying to make it funny. And,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
entertaining.
You cut out all the justification part because you're just like, let's just get to the point.
Yeah,
But
and-
then they react to that, and you're like, oh, I wish I could just explain it.
Yeah, and people will be on the it's like, oh, you actually explain yourself really well. I'm like, well, what the
Yeah.
fuck did you expect? It was 5 minutes.
It's because
Yeah.
when we're on JK News, we're doing bits, and they
Yeah.
don't understand that there's context to everything, but we don't care about the context. We're just trying to be as entertaining as possible in a short
Right.
period of time.
Dude, it's so funny when people say stuff like, dude, in this last video, your story, you changed like 3 different words. And it was I was like, yeah, because number one, I'm not going to use real names of people, you fucknut. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And also, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh, you're a hypocrite.
It's
I'm
just
the
a
biggest
story.
hypocrite ever.
Dude, we all are. I mean, but I've told so many stories too where it's like, my brother's in the Air Force, and then my brother's also an air traffic controller. And then people are like, wait a minute. I thought your brother does air traffic control, but now you're saying he does like intelligence. And I was like, I have two
Two
brothers,
brothers.
you fucking idiots. They're both in the Air Force. Jesus, but these people are like, it's sort of like radio call-in people. People who call into the radio show and actually ask a question, I think are the stupidest people
Yo,
on
I've
the
done both
planet.
of those things. I comment on YouTube videos, and I've also called into radio shows and won quite a bit of prizes. In my hometown of Santa Barbara, I think because so few people call in, I won so much shit. I got
really?
Yeah, I got CDs back when like CDs were
yeah.
what you listened to, and I won a trip to New York once.
What?
I won backstage passes at concerts.
And you got kidnapped there too?
No. Dude, that's why I'm scared to have a kid, though, because of all the poor choices I've made that I got lucky
I
with.
want a flat-chested, ugly girl, dude.
Right.
That's what I want her to be
Buck
hideous.
teeth.
Buck
I'm like,
te-
wait, her teeth came out straight. Let's go to the dentist and fuck them up.
You know
But
what,
then
though?
she might struggle with depression.
I don't
being
want her to be
bullied.
too ugly because I don't want her to compensate by sucking dick. I want her to
Oh,
be like in that
true.
weird medium of like
Yeah.
she's confident but not too attractive. So she
Like
just
her
still
confidence is what makes her attractive.
yes.
But then how do you deal with the daddy issues thing? Because that makes her want to suck dick too.
Oh, that's right, huh? Maybe
See
I
what
should.
I'm saying?
I'll disappear on purpose.
Yeah, right. There.
I still love you, but I gotta leave. You little shit. Yeah, but I was trying to work with that, and then after like sitting there and kind of like wallowing in my own filth, I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter too.
Aw.
I was like, so I gained like 30 pounds for the film, and then I was floating at like 240 or
It was a
like
character
250.
choice?
Yeah, so because Justin's a very skinny guy,
Mm.
and he's supposed to be this older brother figure in that film. And I was powerlifting with Bart at the time too. So how does it make sense that I'm scared of this tiny little Asian dude? So
Mm.
I fluffed myself up a little bit, a lot of it, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I'm going to lose that weight instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Did not happen. Solid year of being like 260, 270 pounds.
Wow.
And then I just progressively just got fatter. And I was like, okay, well, if you're kind of like in this funk, let's just try to fix things that you can fix immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing was my weight. And so I started to work on that. And then I just said, okay, after that was knocked down, I was like, we'll figure out what you want to do. And the podcast popped up. Then we had the food businesses and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard. Like nobody ever tells you about what to do after. You really do have to prepare for that. And it sounds so ridiculous, but I was listening to this podcast with this guy named Dominic Cruz. He was a UFC bantamweight champion, right? And he also didn't think about his success afterward after he got that belt. And he went through like a suicidal stage because he goes, oh shit, I was this kid who had no fucking money. I was broke as fuck. I didn't expect myself to be a fucking world champion in a sport like the UFC. He got the belt and he was like, I got nothing to live for.
Eminem raps about it all the time.
Fucking Nikki, dude.
Yeah.
I swear,
No,
bring
I
up Eminem one more
He
fucking
did
time,
not think
please.
he was gonna be all successful. He was like, if I had $1 million, I make the world suck my dick without a condom on while I'm on the jaunt. Yeah. And now he has well over $1 million. I've never sucked his dick without a condom
That
on
fool
while
does
he's on the
Botox,
jaunt.
by the way. I saw his face. It looks
Oh,
smooth
yeah,
as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's kind of open about that. He's like kind of protective about his image. Like he got really sad when he got fat too.
He got fat.
Yeah, he got fat
He
for a
did.
while, and he was like, "I can't stand what I look like in the mirror. I look fat." That's a line from a song.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
Not a well-known song.
And he punches the mirror. Yes,
Doesn't
it
sound
is. It is a well-known
What
song.
sounds
I think
like-
that's
called?
from Not Afraid.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a terrible
Okay.
song.
I'm
Yeah.
not afraid. Anyway,
that was one of his worst songs
so
ever,
I
by the way.
relate through
You're committing
Eminem.
blasphemy right now.
That song was hot trash.
Wow, get out
So
of
you're
here, David.
wallowing. You're sitting there wallowing before you do the podcast, before you do the businesses.
Yeah.
What's that like?
You just kind of, you know what? It's a lot of like second guessing everything that I'm doing. I'm like, oh shit, like, am I done? Like, am I tapped? Like, can I not write anything anymore?
Do you feel like you couldn't top yourself?
I just
like it couldn't go up.
You know what it felt like? Like it felt like kind of getting into Sundance and even winning that award for the film felt like it felt so fucking good. I was wondering like, am I gonna feel that way again about doing this other shit? I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, so if you don't have a goal to look forward to, because I'm very goal oriented in that kind of sense. Like if I have nothing to look forward to in that area, then what the fuck is the whole point?
Right.
So maybe I should think about doing something else. Maybe I shouldn't even do like YouTube anymore, you know, or anything entertainment wise. Maybe I'm done with that. So that's why I tried the whole acting thing. And then I found out with acting, I didn't really like it as much because I hate being somebody's bitch. And as an actor, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And I know there's a lot of like interviews with actors where they talk, the art and the craft, and where you get to, you're a little bitch for the you're a fucking bitch to the umpteenth degree until
like
you're somebody.
Yeah.
Until you're somebody with the name, you are everybody's bitch.
Yep.
You are the casting director's bitch. Then you're the casting director's bitch. Then you're the producer's bitch. Then you're the director's bitch. And then you're the studio's bitch.
Yeah.
And then finally, when you become Denzel, you stop being a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like this weird space where I was so used to creating things too, that when I went into acting to think that I could dump everything that I could into it, I found out that I don't really like auditioning.
I hate auditioning.
Oh, it's terrible, man.
I hate it. I tell Event to Steve all the time because I love acting, like love it. But me acting on set and me acting in an audition is like night and day because an audition is nothing like being on set. And so I'm like, it's not acting to me. I think some people are really, really good at auditioning and suck at acting, and that's why you see so many like terrible actors on TVs and on TV. And then there's vice versa, who you don't even know about really because they never booked the role because they're not good at auditioning. But it's a completely different beast.
But how is anybody supposed to know who's good if they don't audition?
Because
so it's a catch-22.
Yeah, well, like that's why I like the creating your own projects thing because if you can write a script or even like buy a script that has a character that you think you could play really well, and then you produce your own content, then bam, then you can show people that you know what to do.
Yo, and to that too, it's like even if you do create your own stuff, like I'm going in audition to this fucking role that has 2 fucking lines in it. I fucking wrote and made a film.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you need to see, you son of a bitch? Like it's like I remember. Well, I had to tell my agent like I'm not going for these roles with 2 lines, and I'm not driving all the way to Santa Monica to say, "Here's your order, sir."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If they don't know that I can't do this line when I look like a Chinese takeout guy, you pretty much have no faith in me whatsoever.
Yeah, it's an outdated system for sure. Like, because even well-known actors have to audition still. Like, even if you've been a series regular on TV for years, like you still have to audition.
Dude, even Martin Scorsese has problems funding his own shit.
That's so fucking
that
crazy.
It's crazy.
Says a lot, you know.
But that's what kind of changed my mind and gave me a new perspective on YouTube and like being a creator is that like, hey, why don't like stepping stones, like you said, because I hate auditioning so much. Like, why don't I just create my own show and just act in it and like just have fun and like do things that make me happy. And then if it gets picked up, then cool. That's not the old.
I wish I didn't have to be happy doing what I do as a job. Because I know a lot of my friends that don't give a fuck about their jobs. They kill it and they just have their fun outside of their job, right? But I think I give too many fucks about my career.
Too.
And it's annoying sometimes. Because some people don't understand when I tell them like, yo, I wish I could just work a regular 9 to 5. I'm not telling you that because I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you have this ability to just
flip a switch.
To flip a switch and truck through something every day. I don't have that shit. I can't even show up on JK News on time. I've been on it for 7 years. 7 years I can't show up on time. You know what I mean? I just like to mix it up. You know? I don't have to.
Wow, you guys are so similar. Yeah, so similar.
That's why we hit it off.
I know. Yeah. We mix it up for no fucking reason. There's no purpose. I just like to do it, baby.
He just likes to be late.
I'm going to be late. Why not?
I feel the same way. I feel like I wish that my career didn't have to be my livelihood, but for me it does. It's very connected, and it's where I derive my happiness or unhappiness from. I wish it wasn't that way, but it really can make or break my day. And I just have a problem with, like you said, like being a bitch, like where I don't like to not be the boss.
Dude, sometimes when I go into an audition, I feel like I give off this energy of like, who the fuck are you to judge me?
Dude, for
You probably
sure,
do,
man.
David.
I feel like I walk in and I'm like, I'm auditioning you fucking cuntbag.
Right, dude.
And I don't know if that's probably why I haven't booked shit.
Well, it's because you've produced your own shit, though. Like, that's the tough thing is when you've done your own things and then you go into somebody else's thing, it's tough to not be like, I want to run this thing, too.
Yeah.
It's just a different, it's just completely different.
I think the hardest thing, too, is when I have to read a script and I hate everything about it.
Me too, all the time.
And then I still have to go into this audition.
You don't have to.
I know I don't have to, but
feel-
that first year they were telling me I had to do everything, and then now I got to a point where I just don't want to.
Or how about when they give you sides and they're like, here you go, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
The context is not there. So you're like, this, I don't even understand what they're going for, and I'm supposed to audition for this part.
Well, that's because the only time they would only give you sides is if it was already an episodic that's on air that you can watch episodes of already, so you know the context of all the characters. If it's a pilot, they have to give you a script.
Dude, I got some auditions that cracked me the fuck up. So this is during the time where I was still fucking huge. I got an audition for this. It's not Teen Wolf, but some shit like that, and I was supposed to play the role
Of Wolf?
of a 20-year-old buff young debonair wolf.
What the
And I got this, and I just started laughing.
Of course.
I was like, "What wolf looks like me?" I was 270 pounds. My
Wow.
acne was crazy, just greasy as fuck. And I'm reading these lines, and I'm supposed to play like this young 20s guy that's sitting across from his young lover, and I'm begging her to stay. That I love her so much. What? Like, are you kidding me right
awesome.
now? And I'm supposed to say these lines like I'll do anything for you. I swear.
Maybe you had a really young buff headshot. Did you have a young buff headshot?
Absolutely
Dude,
not.
maybe they're fucking playing a prank on you. It's like I just wanted to let you know, Carol, I love you so much. Woof woof. And they're like, can you actually just bark, please?
Yeah. I'm like in this audition, like, you guys got me so
got me
good, you
good.
stupid sons of bitches. And I'm just like, definitely I'm not supposed to play this role. And the person that got it looks like he should have had it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like a Zac Efron
I
cat.
feel like they have like a cute like a quota. They have to bring in a certain amount of people or something, you know?
You know what people don't even know? Like when they cast these shows, they already have their deck of people that they want to take these roles. And so when people audition for these roles, they're already backup plan C.
Yeah. They're
so-
like auditioning to be in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they have the your callbacks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're not doing it so, oh, maybe they can't do this line. They're like, well, let's have them audition again so we weed these people out just because we'll see if plan B is going to work.
Yeah, well, they're like, Norman Reedus just said no, so we can go to the deck now.
Yep.
Like, that's the shit they do all the time.
And it's kind of obnoxious. Like
It is because you're not getting paid for any of the auditions. It like interrupts my whole day because if I had a production scheduled, like if I'm trying to stay on schedule with YouTube videos or whatever, if I'm on JK Party that day and I have to cancel for the audition, and then I have to drive across town to say the two lines like you were talking about, and then I know that there's like they already like kind of like have people that they
And
want
there's a
to cast.
0.1% chance you even get it.
And I 100%
And then they
know
put you on
that.
hold or on a veil if you get it, but then you didn't get it yet. And then they can still say no to you. It's like, shit. You can even still shoot something, then they go reshoot it without you.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, Back to the Future, you know, Michael J. Fox, they
Yeah.
shot like almost the full movie with another dude.
What?
Eric
Yeah.
Stoltz, yeah.
And
Very
then
famous
you
story.
would never know him because
Dude, there's some sad stories. Like I read up about the first episode of Friends. There was a girl who played one of the main characters' ex-wife that turned out to be a lesbian. Her name was Carol.
Oh yeah.
So that girl, I went back and I was watching the show again. In the second episode, the girl changed. I was like, wait, there was a different girl in the first episode. So I looked her up. It turns out she decided to leave that show because the role wasn't big enough for her. And so she went on to audition for another show, and she got the role as a lead. Great. Show got canceled after a few episodes. And consistently after that, she booked roles to be a lead in other sitcoms like 3 or 4 times, all tanked. All fucking
So she
tanked.
gave up that Friends money. 'Cause-
Exactly. So that show is still spinning to this day, and Carol has to be in at least like fucking like 40 episodes or something.
Oh my
my
god.
Every Friends
Those
cast
residuals.
members in 2018 they put out a sheet of how much they made. They said it was $20 million a year till this day
Oh my god.
from residuals. Each cast member.
Holy shit.
20
Why
million.
does Joey even need to work? What the fuck is he doing on TV still? He's
I
on
don't-
like Man at Work or some shit, or Man's fucking point of view.
Maybe he just likes acting, Steve.
No, yeah, but what? He loves the role. What the fuck is he making, dude? What-
$20 million. Like, you better just make your own shit at this point, because you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that, like, just, I don't care what show I get on, because after that, having that amount of money, you could just make whatever you want.
But everyone wants to use other people's money to make whatever they want.
I
That's
know,
what I've
that's
noticed.
true. I mean,
Like, Scorsese doesn't front his own shit.
I know, but like, that's why, I don't know. But then you give up creativity is all.
Yeah.
If you want to be in creative control, you kind of like have to invest some of your own money.
Because even like $20 million, right? Well, you could do anything and everything. You could shoot fucking a bajillion pilots.
Yes.
Write it out. And then one of them will get picked up. You're fucking Joey from Friends. Somebody's going to pick that shit up.
As long as you're not an idiot and you're like doing Game of Thrones scale shit, you can probably make anything.
Isn't that like the most expensive show
Yeah,
ever?
I think it's like 30 million episode or some shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to use other people's income, you could just take that 20 million, put it into like a high yield investment account.
There you go.
Just fund it with the interest, and then you're good. You're not even using your money.
Look at that. You're responsible
She
as
is.
fuck.
She knows this shit.
That is fucking responsible as shit.
It came from years of almost being kidnapped.
I-
Now I'm a very responsible person.
Yeah, I look at some people with like an absorbent amount of money, and I'm like, dude, they always say the same shit. It was like, oh, I don't really feel bad for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I would do.
Yeah, me too.
I could plan my whole life out right
sometimes
now.
they're
You know
lonely.
what? It's so funny you say that, because creatively for me, everything that I want to do right now creatively is at a scale that I can't afford yet.
Yeah, it's so fun. When I used to shoot sketches with this dude named Daniel, right? He goes, hey, what do you want to change in the script? Like, because it doesn't seem like you're really happy with it. I was like, you know what it needs? Money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Right.
It needs money.
People always tell me, like, bring back real life trolling, all this shit. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea how much it used to cost me to make that shit. And then now with YouTube, I can't even monetize that shit really. So I would need to have the budget to do exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
People say things really easy and that you should go back to sketches. Oh,
Yeah.
are you gonna pay for that?
Right.
Because that
Well,
shit's
you
fucking
you set the
expensive.
bar too high.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I used to think, because I started YouTube doing sketches on other people's channels and they had like all kinds of really fancy equipment, I didn't think I could do my own YouTube channel because it would have to be sketches. I had no idea that vlogs could be fun or to make or like cool. Like, I'd be cool with it because I'd always just done acting. And so that's what took me forever, because people were like, you should upload on your channel. I'm like, I can't. I don't have the resources to upload on my channel.
And I'm so fucking dumb sometimes, because I started doing stuff to the point, I'm a very spiteful human being. So
Oh, me
Really?
too. Me
Wait,
too. It
wait,
fuels
whoa,
me, David.
wait,
It gives me purpose, David.
So I started doing shit like, like these mukbangs were really popular,
Yeah.
right? And it's a very easy format. You just eat and you talk. I'm like, cool.
We've done a few.
Yeah, and- right? It's a really
Mukbangs.
cool format. And I'm like, well, fuck those things. I'm going to set up 3 fucking cameras. I'm going to light this bitch up. I'm going to feature 3 different restaurants, and I'm going to eat that shit all in one day. I burnt out in a month.
Yeah, of course. Holy fuck.
Yeah. So it was an ordeal, dude.
That's funny, man.
I was like, dude, I'm going to shoot this all flat. I'm going to recolor everything.
We were just talking about that. We were
He's like,
talking
I'm
about,
doing Mukbang the movie. You'll
Yeah.
see.
I gotta do it. And I went back and I looked at it. And I was like, dude, you were so fucking dumb.
the people that are big in mukbangs, they just record on their iPhones.
If
like,
that.
it's not even.
Oh my god, like webcams.
Yeah,
I
like what did
swear.
it do? It cost me more money than I made from it. Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
You know, but it just, I gotta be satisfied. Like,
Yeah.
Even like you said too, like you get 3 different restaurants and shit. I'm like, dude, half of these things are IHOP and Taco Bell. Like, what the fuck? I love it.
I'm looking for it was like, I did something called top 3. So it was the top 3 best sandwiches in LA, from my opinion.
Oh.
And it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
You know what it is people just want to see like the shit that you're talking about, IHOP and stuff, because it's mostly like people that are on restrictive diets
Yep.
and they just want to see someone enjoying themselves and eating like whatever the fuck they want to
Eating
eat.
what they wanted to eat.
Oh, is
The
that-
top 3 sandwiches in LA, they're like, I don't know
They're
what
like, I
that
can't
is. I've
afford
never
that.
had that before.
Yeah.
I want to eat Taco
I
Bell
want
right
to
now,
eat
but I'm not
50
allowed.
pizzas, and I can't eat 50 pizzas because my doctor said that my diabetes will spike, you know.
Dude, no matter how much weight I've lost, like I'm still. Dude, she fucking burned my ass on JK News yesterday. That shit was so fucking funny. That shit like made me laugh.
Let's
so
get her
hard.
back
like-
right now. What do you want to do?
They were
Let's
like,
get her back, dude.
But she burned me so bad. I had nothing to say. I was like, "Fuck, that shit was good." And I just let it sink in, because we were talking about what's your favorite snack, and I was like, "Is ice
we're
cream?"
like Doritos, chips, and he goes, "Is ice cream a snack?" And I was like, "That was such a fat kid thing to say." I was like, "Is butter a snack?" He was like,
Dang.
I was like, "Damn, that shit was
That's
good."
pretty
dude.
good.
I should have let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
have to sit there. I wish you could hold up a mirror and look at yourself at that moment. Yeah.
"You stupid fat fuck."
Damn.
And I would have sang the Eminem song, and I would have punched the mirror.
Yep. Well, we
I would
are
love
going on break right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk about David's Fat
Journey.
Times and his journey to Road to Redemption and back to creativity
Back to hell.
when we return.
Hey, are you listening to Shit They Don't Tell You? Because if not, how are you listening to this ad about Shit They Don't Tell You?
Because they can't turn it off. They don't know how to
They don't know
turn
how
it
to
off.
turn it off. Well, that's pretty convenient for
They're
us.
throwing their phone on the ground right now.
Once
trying
you
to
can
turn
figure
off.
it out, could you please rate us and subscribe and like tell us that we're beautiful?
Listen,
we want it.
We need the validation. But mostly we need the ratings because I mean that's basically how the world is
That's
run.
how
my
we
friend.
continue to make more and more and more of this content, this glorious content that you love so much.
If you like the show, support the show. And if you don't like the show, support the show.
And it's for free. The stars are for free.
Yeah, you give them away for free. It's not like if you give 5 stars, you pay more money.
No.
That would have been brilliant,
But
but
if you want to give
Castbox
us
is not
money,
that smart. So
that's a different platform. Anyway, I hope you're listening to this on Castbox. And if not, you should get Castbox because it's great.
they should have charged for every single star. I would have made so much money. And it just made a killing. So you are looking for somewhere to eat. Well, have I got a place for you? It's Applebee's, the one on La Cienega. This is not an ad for Applebee's in general. This is just for the one on La Cienega and Melrose. I tell you what, this one in particular, guys, when you walk through the door, they got a Street Fighter 2 cabinet, arcade cabinet you can play. It's pretty sticky, but you can.
Cabinet?
Yeah, they call them arcade cabinets. And that's what the copy says. And yeah, you can check that out and play with Blanca. You can play as Ryu. You can play as Ken. You can play as all the favorite Dulcine, all the favorite characters. They just wanted to announce that they just got this Street Fighter 2 cabinet.
Is it
and they are
Applebee's?
very stoked about it. Yeah, the Applebee's on La Cienega and Melrose.
I don't
in
even think
particular.
there's an Applebee's there.
There is, actually.
There's not. That's where the Beverly Center is. Well, yeah. Next
Well,
to
that's
the-
not what I have on the info. So
Oh,
hopefully,
okay.
hopefully they gave it to us right. But anyway, they just wanted to let you know that they do have a new. Well, it's an old Street Fighter 2 cabinet, but they didn't have it before, and they have it now.
Well, sick. I didn't know there was an Applebee's there.
It's pretty sick. Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back, David.
Are those actual ads? Are you
Yeah.
guys fucking around?
No,
right
really,
now?
man.
Get the
Yeah,
fuck-
the Applebee's on La
Applebee's,
Cienega.
this manager, he wanted to get a plug
is-
on the show.
That is.
And he was like, how do I reach your guys' audience? Because like we have like an audience of like adults, and we told them they love gaming, like older gaming, and so he bought a Street Fighter 2 cabinet for that Applebee's.
For the spot.
Applebee's
Yeah.
hit me up. I actually love Applebee's.
See,
Let's
there
talk
you
about
go.
Applebee's.
Sizzlers and Applebee's.
Me too. I love the Sizzler, bro,
We're
and
talking
Chili's,
about
man.
soft serve there.
Chili's, I could fuck up a Chili's.
It's weird because I feel like there's a lot of like food snobs out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when they kind of eat amazing food, they're like, "Oh, I don't eat that stuff anymore." I'm like, "You trash bag! You would so eat that stuff, you fucking piece of shit! Like you definitely would eat. You can't eat a burger.
No,
it's a
right.
burger. You know what I mean? Like they somehow elevate themselves past the food they ate when they were a kid.
Yeah.
No way.
I like the people who are like, I only eat In-N-Out burgers. And I'm like, you're fucking boring, dude. You know how boring you are to hang out with and to talk to?
Like I've never been like, let's say on set, and then they have like Burger King fries or some shit. I'm like, oh god, no! I'm taking that home with me, and I'll fucking refry it.
The only fries that I'm too good for are In-N-Out fries. 'Cause
Those
not
are like a
fries.
50-50 thing for a lot of people, right? Because some people fuck with them, some people
I
don't.
hate them.
Yeah, see, I hate them.
We hate them.
When I was a kid-
That's how you know that's your marriage partner.
So when I was younger, I didn't like them as much. I like them now.
Why?
Let me tell you
got
something.
boring.
Yeah, it's because you got boring.
No, it's because well, I kind of put the cheese and the grilled onions and everything over it.
Okay,
So
so
maybe
you
some
did
of
it
the
Animal
Animal style. Come
style.
on, that doesn't count.
You're not tasting the
You're
fries.
trying to cover up the
Those
taste of the
trash
fries.
They
I
taste
think-
like just raw potatoes.
They just taste
Ugh.
like
They're
air.
cooked, you sons of bitches.
I don't care.
We
were
hate
cooked
them.
in what? Cooked in
We
fucking invisible
unite
air?
over our hate of In-N-Out French fries.
Remember when she hasn't done anything in her life? Remember that? Let's go
Just-
back.
Hey,
Let's go back to that.
That's hella true.
You're
Wait,
right.
which fries do you
I
guys
don't
like then?
eat ice cream for a snack. You're right. I haven't done any of
What,
that.
am I fat? No. What fries do you like then?
We were talking about how I love Jack in the Box fries.
Yeah, Jack in the Box fries,
They're
yeah.
like crisp cut fries. I like their
OG
curly
McDonald's fries.
OG McDonald's fries.
OG McDonald's,
But not the new ones
not
where
the
they're
new
like
ones.
Morgan Spurlock shit on them, and then they're like, we're gonna go really healthy on everything, and like we're
They're not
using
even
vegetable
healthy.
oil now on
no,
these things,
they
and I'm
don't.
like, whatever.
They don't. They use beef oil.
Well, whatever they used to use pig ears or something. It was great, and now they
I don't know what they use, but it used to be really delectable, and now it's not. But yeah, I also love the Habit. I'm not necessarily their French fries, although I do like their French fries because they're usually mushy, and I like mushy fries.
You like mushy
I
fries?
love
No, I don't
mushy
like mushy
fries.
fries.
And they're like mushy thick fries, but they're
Wait, what? Why?
because I don't. It tastes like mashed potatoes
Apparently
inside of a
she's never
fry.
had crispy fries before.
Okay.
No.
Would they taste
What,
like?
you
You know
don't
what
like-
tastes like mashed potatoes too? Mashed potatoes.
I like crispy fries.
But they're not fried on the outside. I like a mashed
That's-
potato fried
divorce
on
her
the
now.
outside.
I thought about it.
He likes mushy fries. He's just trying to please
No,
you.
no. The curly fries
You got a
are
front in front of David?
The fuck are you absolutely talking about? The curly fries texture is the best fry. Period.
I didn't argue with that.
I'm not gonna not eat a fucking fry because it's mushy.
I named that first.
True.
What curly fry is hard? Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Wait, what are you talking about?
What I'm talking about? There's no crispy.
Jack in the Box
there's
curly
no
fries. Look
crispy
it up.
curly
Google it.
fries. Yeah, and guess what? They're all soft, idiot.
No, they're not. You freaking
Yeah, they
idiot.
are,
Are you
you
kidding me, bro?
fucking idiot.
Are you actually kidding me,
We
bro?
need a fucking fry expert in here right now,
Yes,
dude.
David.
Jack in the
have you-
Box seasoned curly
They know what
fries.
you're talking about.
The seasoned ones.
Talking louder doesn't make it more crispy. You fucking asshole.
They are crispy.
David, have you had a crispy curly fry?
I think I've had some.
A crispy?
Wait.
So it doesn't bounce? Like
wait, yeah,
this?
it does bounce. It
Yeah,
bounces.
you stupid
About it
fuck.
bounces,
But they
it's
do have,
crispy.
but they have some crunch to it though.
Yes, it's got crunch.
It's on the ends, maybe. On
Are
the
you-
ends.
It's
on
got
the
crunch
ends
the
of
whole
it.
There's
fucking
something-
time.
Nate!
What are we talking about?
Nate, I need a third opinion.
I'm
Nate,
gonna lose my
Where
shit.
the
Nate,
fuck?
go get curly
Where the
fries right
fuck
now.
is the McFry man coming in right now? Because I know it has bounce, but there's crisp to it.
I feel like I'm being
on
fucking
the
pranked
ends.
right now.
So okay, that's what I like about it. It's the difference between
We're
mashed
getting
potatoes.
fucking fries
How
after
do you
this.
not know
You
that
mean-
they have crisp? That they have
What are
crisp
you
to them?
talking about? They're
There's a crunch
soft.
to-
They are soft.
Oh my
Wait, are they?
God,
Are you?
dude.
Are they soggy like your soggy fries? Is what you're
Soft
saying
in the
right
middle.
now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're not soggy like your soggy
They
fries.
are soggy. They're by nature. They're soggy.
Nikki, you were gonna get
No.
kidnapped by a fat
Fuck
bearded
you,
man.
David.
Exactly. Nikki has no judgment.
You have no credibility
No
whatsoever.
credibility.
What else do you like?
Leave us in a
Nikki
comment.
likes fries covered in water, apparently.
No.
Jesus.
No, oil is
Telling
what
me
makes them
about
mushy,
fries.
you fucking idiot! You were just complaining about McDonald's not having enough of it!
No, I missed the
so
animal.
stupid.
No, I missed the animal
I
products they
can't
used to
believe
put
how
all over the
stupid you
fries,
are.
whatever it was. Now they did some. Oh, we're making diet fries now. And I'm like, fuck you, McDonald's.
Because there's less
literally,
oil.
literally, McDonald's could be like, hey,
Holy
Steve, we want to pay you
shit.
$1 million to do ad read, and I'd be like, fuck you and fuck your fries. That's what I'd say.
So McDonald's sponsor us, please.
Yeah.
Go to the Applebee's on last.
I'm actually wearing
Yes.
a Pizza Hut jacket.
Yeah, because
They
fuck
sponsor
McDonald's.
me.
That's why.
Yo, Pizza Hut fucks with you, right?
Yeah, Pizza Hut and I are tight. I love Pizza Hut.
Well, how did you get hooked up with that so
They randomly reached out, and I was like, fuck yeah.
They need to have Filipino influencers, I guess.
You know what it is? I think I look too fucking Asian. I don't look. I don't look racially
Why aren't you
ambiguous.
selling gold watches and shit, man?
Fucking like tutoring centers better hit me up right now, dude.
Dude, you should be wearing suits and telling everybody about like how to accomplish their dreams and shit. Like,
You just gotta
fucking
put on
guys
some
I follow.
bronzer, some like tanners, and then people can't tell what you are. They're like,
I'm just too
"Oh, you're
fucking.
tan to
I'm
be
like.
Asian."
I feel like I found this like even during the whole acting phase, nobody knows where I belong because
Yeah.
I look Asian as fuck, but I don't speak Asian as fuck. And
Yeah.
then even like the content that I talk about isn't typically Asian. It's not typically white American. So I'm kind of in this nebulous space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody knows where to put me.
That's the same thing I have. So the most embarrassing audition I've ever been on is that I look more Latina than
Yeah.
Asian or half
You
Filipino.
know, I was looking at you the other day, and you could actually be like a light-skinned Pakistani girl too.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Or like a Kardashian. What are they? Armenian or one of those? And then I actually modeled for Greece when I was younger.
What?
And yeah, I could pass for Greek. But the thing is a lot of times, because we're in Los Angeles, so they want me to speak Spanish because I look Latina. And I mean to learn every year, but I'm just like, there's so many native Spanish speakers. Like, I'm not going to win the role just because I know a little bit of Spanish. But the most embarrassing audition was in the sides, they said, learn this in Spanish. So I did, and it was so bad.
What did you say?
It was, I don't even
Como
remember.
se llama?
It's always that
Como
shit.
se llama.
Yeah.
No, I did it just like how Google Translate told me to, and then I said it in front of Gio.
don't do Google Translate.
I didn't have a tutor. It was only a day preparation, and
But
so
you know what? You look Latina
and I did it in
enough.
front of Steve, and he's like, "I buy it."
Yeah, because
Oh,
she
yes.
looks Latina as fuck, dude. I don't care.
And I just put the
And
accent on
out
it.
of all the people, Steve's like, perfect. Go.
And out of all the people, I failed Spanish the most.
So
I
did
failed
it.
Spanish 3
I
times.
did it in front of Tiff and Gio, and they were like, "Oh no."
They're like, Steve's like,
I'm like, choice.
They stopped me in the
Excellent.
audition, and they stopped, and they were like, "Do you speak Spanish?" I'm like, "Nope," and they were like, "Just do it in English."
oh
Like,
my
So good.
god.
I spent so much time on
Dude,
this.
I went to a fucking audition. This was the opposite. So it was for an animated film where they needed somebody to speak Korean. I fucking speak Korean. Now, mind you, if you ask me to speak Korean formally, it kind of is accented. But if you give me time with the lines, I'll make it sound Korean as fuck.
Yeah.
So because I could run it with my mom.
Yeah.
And so this guy, this bald white guy was like, So she goes, I don't know if that sounds like Korean enough. And I'm like, do you speak Korean? He goes, no. I was like, how would you know? And I said this in the audition. And he goes, oh, that's not what I meant. I was like, no.
He's like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you grab your eyes and kind of stretch them for me? Because you're not quite Korean enough.
I was like, yo, this is fucking funny, dude.
How can they say that? Was he white or?
Yeah, he was a white dude.
That's amazing, dude.
I was like, yo, man, like, I think I know what my language
That's so
sounds like.
weird.
That's so odd.
Maybe he thought because you have just such an American voice that like, oh, you must not really know.
Dude, I should have came with a fucking bowl cut.
You should have came in character.
Yeah, I should have came in fucking character. I should have done his fucking taxes.
You should have killed a chicken on the table in front of him. Fucking started plucking it on the ground.
So you hungry?
Is this Korean enough?
I know. Okay. Start fucking slicing the throat of the chicken and dumping it on his table.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's what we do in our country.
Yeah. I know. This is how you do it.
Bring a live duck you just strangled
I
outside.
know, dude. The audacity of that, man. I remember sitting. I wasn't mad. I was just kind of like, what a fucking dweeb.
Dude, that's how the CBS diversity showcase used to be.
Oh,
they would
really?
have you come in and just do the most racist characterization of your race.
Yeah, they told me I wasn't ethnic enough.
It's amazing, dude. And so they'd have you, and they're like, hey,
I wrote a sketch about it.
That's so
they're
funny.
like, can you really go in deep and like, they're like, hey, you're Mexican, right? You should be a food truck driver, or you should be like I'm not even kidding. That's the kind
No,
of
they
shit
were.
they
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first year I auditioned for it, they were just like put together 3 characters. So I did, and they were all like American characters because I didn't know that it was supposed to be like, oh, you're brown, so act brown, you know. So like I just did like a Valley Girl character, whatever, and then I did like a depressed checking cashier that like every item she was checking out made her want to kill herself. And like I did like a couple characters I thought were really funny. And they didn't give me a call back. And then my manager at the time, who was a psycho, but like he asked the casting director like what happened, and she's like, oh yeah, I wasn't ethnic enough or whatever.
What?
Yeah, for the diversity.
I didn't know that was a prerequisite.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you turned on the TV lately? Because you watch Law and Order, SVU, or whatever the fuck it is, and it's like literally if you're a Mexican guy on the show, you're like grilling hot dogs outside of a fucking club.
If you're brown, you got to act brown.
It's crazy.
And then we'll give you an opportunity on TV. And I'm like, but have you lived in America?
Right.
Because like we're all like
that's so fucking fun. You should have just had all fucking like cholo and chola characters, and
so then the next year I did.
Loved it.
So the next year I did Latina Wonder Woman. I did a Latina Wonder Woman character, and just like how she would act if she was like all chola. Got a call back and like
fuck out of it.
It's like the magic elixir, because that's what they want on TV is they want the most racist depiction of all those things.
And I'm not even Latina, but I knew I couldn't do an Asian character or Filipino or anything because I don't look Filipino enough. So I went with Latina, and that's what they call me back.
That's
for.
fucking crazy,
amazing,
dude. Yeah. I want to do the CBS showcase, but I'm gonna do everybody but my race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, fool? Hey, dale, Holmes.
People are so confused.
Yeah. They'll be offended.
They're gonna be so fucking offended. Chale, fool, what's up, eh? Fuck it, eh? Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm auditioning next year.
David, let's go back to your journey.
Okay.
So, like, when you decided to make a movie, were you like, you said it was a stepping stone. So, did you always want to make movies, or were you just like, this was something you were fucking around with? And then...
So it goes back to me being a spiteful human being.
Okay.
Hell yes.
So I couldn't get an agency to sign me. They only wanted to sign me to their digital media shit. And that's not to no fault of theirs. Like, I completely understand where they're coming from, because during this time, Vine people were popping off. And I just, asked around, and people who work in the industry, they're like, well, it's just because a lot of these Vine kids are coming in and they're not going to these auditions. They're demanding way too much, and they think that they should get the roles just because they have a gajillion Vine followers. And there's only been like a few people who transferred from Vine that became really successful in the acting area. Anyways.
King Batch.
Yeah, King Batch. Yeah. And so, they're killing it. They're talented, but they don't represent the other 4,000 fucks, right? And so these people were getting casted, or they were trying to get casted, but they would never show up to their auditions. They would have a bad attitude about everything. And so I was put into that area.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, so the fuck? Like, don't bunch me up with these fucking losers.
They slap a digital banner over you. They're like, everyone's the same.
And so I was like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm gonna make my own movie. I was like, well, let's fucking do this. And so Justin brought this idea to me like even like 2 or 3 years back, and we just revisited it. And originally we were thinking about doing the story with because my parents owned a black beauty supply store, but then his parents had connects with shoes and stuff, so it was just a way easier fit. And then originally he thought about asking me to co-direct it, but I can't do it. I know that's the one thing that people don't do nowadays is when they don't know the limits of their own
strengths and
abilities.
weaknesses.
I'm like,
we talk about that all the time.
people are so dumb. They're like,
Yeah.
I could direct this. No, you fucking can't.
Yeah.
No way could I have directed that movie at all. If I was sitting on set, I'm like, all right, guys. All right. That's it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to do. And I think he kind of knew that too. He was just kind of putting it out there to be a good friend. I'm like, you don't got to pander to me, bro. I suck. Go do your thing and I'll do what I'm good at.
It's what you're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never interested in being a director.
Yeah.
So if that's his path, and look at him, he's killing it right now. Like he has a film that he's working on right now with Macro. He just did another film that went to Sundance again.
Nice.
And so he's killing it right now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
his path.
awesome.
And so when we did that film, it was just to say like, hey, you thought I couldn't act. You know, I can fucking act. Like
Yeah.
you give me a role, I'll fucking kill it. And so we did the film and it did well. And I felt kind of like some vindication. You know?
Yeah.
It was more like a fuck you, you know. So, and there's a lot of people too on YouTube that do like these short films and sketches, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a filmmaker." You're not a filmmaker. You're not a film. I'm not a filmmaker.
Dude, people who they film sunsets and they have videos of them like crying, playing to melancholy music, and they think they're filmmakers. I'm like, this shit is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but I remember this one YouTuber where this was like years ago, but he got kind of big doing challenges and like all that stuff in 2013. Like he was doing all the challenges and all that stuff. And then he's like, but I want to be taken seriously as a director. So he started vlogging, but he wouldn't call them vlogs. He would call them like movies, like life movies or whatever. And he would do them all artsy, and like the thumbnails would just be a word. And like they did terribly. And his channel like tanked. But in his mind, he was like, I'm a filmmaker.
How dare
And it was
you.
just regular vlogs. It wasn't even like he did some, like it wasn't Casey Neistat. It wasn't like he was doing like something crazy. He just vlogged, like a regular vlog, but he didn't want to call it that.
It's not a vlog. Vlog's a dirty word to this auteur.
He's like, I'm a filmmaker. And it's so funny. I just laugh because it's just like
bag.
when
How
people are
dare
so
you.
cocky, because this guy was like pretty cocky too. Like it wasn't like he was a really humble dude and he's like, I'm going to try making mini films. Like, no, it was like, oh, they're not taking me seriously because I eat baby food all the time.
It's like Terrence Malick doing mukbang. You know, filming it with a fucking red.
That's so funny.
I just thought it was
slow
so,
zoom while he's eating a fucking,
funny.
you know, Denny's meal.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's nuts, dude.
But
Yeah.
like,
Self-awareness
you know,
is important.
Yeah,
is fucking
self-awareness. I think, you know, that's why I stopped calling myself a comedian because I did stand-up for 7 years and I was very big into comedy. Everything I did was comedy. It was sketch comedy when I was acting. I was auditioning for comedies. I was doing stand-up comedy. And then when I started doing vlogs on YouTube, I love doing vlogs on YouTube. But to me, it's not comedy, like it's not comedy, so I stopped calling myself that. But now people think that I'm taking myself seriously when I do jokes.
Dude.
Like I'll say a joke and they think I'm so serious about it, or I'll troll. Like I'll just go along with, like he'll talk about me liking crystals, and so I'll go along with it and heighten it, and people think I'm fucking dead serious.
They think that she's
because
the
I
crazy
don't
crystal
call
lady.
myself a comedian anymore, even though I'm fucking joking.
I call myself a comic only on JK News just to piss people off. Because I'll be like, you know, as a comic, and then he's like, you're not a fucking comedian. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna just keep saying this.
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite thing to do. I say all kinds of shit that I don't mean. It's so much fun.
It's so funny because like sometimes like I'll go on the JK News comments just to see if I could do something to make somebody mad. So
Yeah.
like if you even go into the videos, I'll say the word comic every now and then just so I could see a comment that somebody says, David thinks he's so fucking funny. He thinks he's such a stand-up. I'm like, dude.
I love that.
So
See, I think that's it. Is the comments affect me too much? That like, because I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it affected me like 7 years ago when we first started.
Yeah.
But after a while, it's like, who cares? So now I'm just like, so as a comic, you'll hear me say that. There was a period, I think almost a month straight, where I just kept saying as a comic.
Oh, I love it.
And it's just a joke that I know and maybe Mariel knows.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there just like, dude,
I love that.
You're so dumb.
Dude, the people who try to light me up in the comments, they don't understand that it just makes me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Like you could literally just be sitting in my silent house and then you'll hear me laugh out loud and I just read like Steve Greene's a dipshit or something. I fucking love it. I don't care. Like I really don't care.
Dude,
it's
some
so
people,
fun.
They go so in depth. I remember this comment that somebody, so some of my followers know, and they know me now because they know me since I first started YouTube, so they know how much of an asshole I am. So some people will send me comments about other people writing bad comments about me, and I'll read it, and it makes me laugh. Like I show up late consistently; it's my thing. And so somebody,
brand.
yeah, I'm on brand. And so people said, this comment wrote, David shows up late because he's a narcissist. He doesn't care about anybody else's time. He respects himself way more than everybody else. I don't even understand why he has friends. And I just had to go out of my way to say, yep. And I wrote, yep, period, nailed it.
Yeah.
And the guy just writes this whole diatribe. He goes, I knew you were a fucking narcissistic fuck. I'm like, wow. You know?
What you should have done is waited 30 minutes to post your comment, so you could have been late to post your comment.
I would have wrote this comment earlier, but I was late to my own comment. See, I should have said that. That's so fucking good, dude.
Go back and do it.
I know, dude. It's too late now because I had to delete it because it started going crazy.
Oh,
yeah. So
dude, I was trolling because on JK News, me and Josh, Josh killed me in a game of Mafia, one of my first games of Mafia. We played on JK Party, and after that, I started getting revenge on him in every game that I played that day, and I think for the next following two times that I was there.
Because they release over a period of weeks, it seemed like you had like a really
it seemed like I hated
vengeance.
Josh.
Yeah.
And then I was in Bali with Nikki, and they released some video, and then people are going like, wow, Steve's really racist and hates Josh, and like obviously it's because Josh is black and Steve's white, and Steve hates Josh.
I love when people make everything.
It's so funny, and they're like, he picks on Josh in every video, and I'm like, dude, I did it in 2 days, and like me and Josh are hugging after every video, like fucking laughing our asses off. But point being, I wrote like a reply, and all I said was, I don't think you understand like that Josh betrayed me in Mafia, and for that reason he has to go down forever. Like, it's not about race for me, it's about making Josh pay for what he fucking did, and he knows what he did. Like taking it seriously, like hitting it hard or whatever. Like I fuck you back, I don't care.
Yeah, it's you know, whenever Josh is on there, every kid always makes it about race.
Every time.
I know, it's so weird.
But they don't make it about the fact that Josh doesn't know how to play a single game ever.
It's so
or they don't make it about how Josh maybe is a genius and knows how to play so well that he comes across like he doesn't know what he's doing while he makes master moves. It's both.
Yo, I don't go on JK Party, but I'll watch a couple of videos just to see those comments, and I'm watching Josh, and I'm like, I'm getting frustrated just watching him play.
It's amazing.
I could imagine me being there and then losing my shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, do you even know how this game?
That's why I want you to be on JK Party.
Why won't you be on JK Party?
I don't know. Maybe
Be
my
on
dream to
Mafia.
play a Mafia with you.
Just come on Mafia one time.
I actually introduced Mafia to the group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I introduced them a while back, and then it just became a really fun party game.
Yeah.
So
that's how we were.
So I was always the moderator. So I used to love being the moderator. It was just like a really fun thing to do.
Come and moderate.
Maybe we'll see.
David,
Come on, David. It's fun.
Just one time.
Everybody does it.
Everybody wants me back on that shit.
I know you don't like people telling you what to do.
What's your thing about it? Well, why don't you do party?
I don't know. I guess like after a while, it stopped becoming fun. So like for me, like when something stops being fun, it just feels like I'm forced to do it now. Yeah. And so I'm like, and also too, because if I do party and I do news, that's 2 days out of my week.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of, because party's tiring.
Yeah.
It drains the life force out of you. Yeah. So I'm like, because I at a certain point too, like because I was not doing my own things, I was just focusing everything on JK, which I didn't mind. It was fucking fun.
Yeah.
But after a while, I was like, okay, well, I can't do 2 days out of my week for stuff that I should be working on my own stuff for.
That makes sense.
And so like JK, I had to do one or the other. I was like, I gotta do JK News because JK News is fun to me. So I just stuck with JK News instead of JK Party. So, and if I did come on JK Party, I had to not do JK News because I needed that extra day.
Yeah, it makes sense because like every time I do both, I miss an upload that week because I can't edit it in time.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work, and I at a certain point too, I just started realizing that I wasn't spending any time with Mariel. Right. So I was like, like I have to make room for my relationship too. It can't just be work.
That's the benefit of working together, and like we just do everything together.
How do you guys do that though? Because I can't.
I love it.
I feel like some people just work. They fucking click.
Yeah.
And
well, we have the same sense of humor, and I like to play straight man all the time, and he likes to be funny man, and we just
you guys know how
operates.
to like respect each other's space really well too, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's like the hard part with a lot of like couples who work together. They kind of convolute work and relationship a lot. So
or they think like we don't need a date night since we spent all day together.
Yeah,
but like that's separate. You still need a date night. If you're out there and you're listening and you work with your partner, your work is not your dates.
No.
You have to separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something definitely like special about, because I just moved in with Mariel. So
I know. I'm so happy for you.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah. And so I assumed that I was scared of moving in with her. So because when we were apart, and mind you, like she lived. I mean, she just lived all the way in the West Side, you know. And for me,
I know when I met you, you said you'd never move in with her.
Yeah, I said never. I was
and you're like, not by my choice. Like, I don't think she ever wants to live with me.
Yeah. And so when we finally moved in together, she was scared too. And you know, things were good, but you know, we would have arguments over the phone. And the problem when you communicate over something like that, you don't read body language. So so she couldn't tell when I was joking. And I'm joking 99% of the time. So a lot of the times it was just a lot of miscommunication. But when we're sitting in front of each other and I say a joke, she could read my body language. She goes, "Oh, that's a joke." And I'm like, "Oh shit, half our problems are solved right here."
Oh my
just
God.
for her being in front of me.
That's so funny.
And so when we bicker about stuff, right, it goes blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. Cool. Move on. And then it just moves on. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? So a lot of our problems was because we weren't spending enough time with each other. So we just didn't get to talk it out.
Oh.
So it's our relationship progressed like tenfold since we moved in together. And I was scared because everybody told me the opposite.
See, that's my philosophy though. So my philosophy is when you move in with someone, it just speeds it up. If it's supposed to be that you guys are supposed to be together, it'll speed that up. And if it's like you guys aren't meant to be together, it'll speed the breakup up.
Yeah.
And people just usually get sped up towards the breakup. And so that's why people are like, oh yeah, don't move in together.
You start just fucking skating like you're on Astroglide to the future, dude. Wherever it's going, like if you're gonna hit a wall or if you guys are going up, like that's what happens.
Yeah.
I found out a lot of things about her that I didn't know that I liked. Even more stuff about her.
That's so
Like,
nice. You never hear this shit.
Yeah, so like when I moved in with her, I didn't realize how accommodating of a person she is. So she knows for me, like I'm very, I'm a type of person when I like, even with my podcast, I go ham. You know, I go fucking balls to the wall. So when I start doing something like when we were moving into the apartment, and I was just so busy because we have Senfus, I'm flying in and out, and I couldn't get this apartment like furnished. I couldn't get a fucking couch in. I was getting frustrated because I wanted to get this done so I could start doing other things. But because it wasn't happening. And, you know, she wanted to decorate her way and I want to do mine. She says, you know what, forget it. You could just do it however you want.
Aww.
And so she just let me have that.
Oh, I would never let that happen.
Exactly.
Wow.
So she let me have that.
That's awesome.
And then she says, like, well, I just need a creative space. And so I just gave her a creative space. She has a bathroom that she could decorate and everything else.
Oh, so it's like the opposite of ours.
That is the opposite.
I think you just need someone that like strengths and weaknesses, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
where it's
yeah.
like, oh, you care about this, you can have that. I care about this, I can have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for her, she's very accommodating. And she could see, like, sometimes, like, I get frustrated about a lot of stupid shit. Like, it's really dumb, you know, where I get disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
But for her, she just tries to calm me down. She doesn't, like, poke at me. And then she just gets me to a place where I'm good. And she goes, you done? And I'm like, I'm done.
Aw.
And it's funny, too, because she found out, too, that when I'm angry, I'm never angry at her.
Yeah.
So it's just about other shit around me. So she learned not to take things personal. Like the other day, I came into the house just pissed off. I forgot what the fuck happened. Like, I'm over it. That's why I don't remember it. But something happened, and I'm mad and upset. And I'm just like fucking cursing up a storm. But as I'm cursing up a storm, I'm making her lunch for work tomorrow. She's like, what are you doing? I'm making you lunch.
Yeah.
You know?
That happened to us like just like 3 days ago. Yeah. He angrily went and got me ranch from the Habit because so
well, that's not that's out of context.
Yeah, okay, it is. Yeah.
So Nikki was like, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? And I was like, yes. So then she's like, okay, well, I'm going to order from Habit. I was like, that's perfect.
I was going to order Postmates. Like, I was going to Postmates some Habit.
And I was like, that's perfect. That sounds great. I can get a salad. That's cool. And then she's like, there's nowhere to add that I want ranch.
Yeah, because usually you can put a note, like, add ranch.
Yeah.
But you couldn't add the
She
note.
doesn't want to get Habit if she can't have the fucking ranch.
I don't want to get the fries because the fries aren't worth it if you don't have the ranch.
Your soggy ass fries.
Yeah, but they're good with the ranch.
And I was like, then don't get fries. And she's like, but I want fries. And I was like, oh, right. Okay, my bad. All right, my bad. I was trying to fix it.
No, yeah. So then I was like, I'm just not going to order. I'm just going to wait till dinner time and we can get like Thai food. And then
no, that's not what happened.
Yes.
So then 45 minutes goes by and then I'm expecting food to be coming. And then she's like, so yeah, are we going to...
You want to get Thai food?
Are we going to get Thai food? And I was like, I thought you already ordered Habit. And she's like, no, I didn't because I couldn't figure out the ranch thing. And so I was like, okay. I grabbed her phone.
So he looks for
and
it
I tried to figure out where to add it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out where the hell to add it. So I just tried ordering it, and then I was going to call in and be like,
I was like, why did you order that? I said, you can't add the ranch. Why would you order that? I don't want it if I don't have the ranch.
After the order's in, I can call and be like, yo, add ranch to the bag.
And I was like, I don't think you know how Postmates works, dumbass.
So then,
he's like
I always
be sweet,
do,
you bitch.
when I am wrong, I am confidently wrong.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck ever. I'm going to fucking just call them and be like, yo, add ranch.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I placed the order, and then I couldn't cancel it, and then I couldn't add ranch. So
like exactly what I told him would happen.
But I was like, what did I yell? I was like, I'm not going down for this one. I was like, I'm not going down today. I'm not.
And I was so chill. I was like,
I'm
not even hungry right now.
I'm like stomping around the house, like looking for my keys, looking for my shoes and shit. I drove all the way to the fucking Habit. I asked for a ranch. And I drove all the way back home.
And he came back and he beat the
Postmates. I beat
I'm
the
like, you
Postmates
could have just
guy,
ordered the whole food order
and I sat there for 15 minutes waiting for Postmates guy. But I got her that fucking ranch, didn't I?
But he was mad as fuck. He was stomping all over the house.
You just walked into the Habit. Where's the fucking ranch?
Yep. Why don't you have it? So you can add it to the fucking order. Oh.
But I didn't even go at him. I didn't even have a chance to get mad. No. I was just like, chill. I'm like, why'd you do that? And he's like, I'm gonna fix it. And like, he couldn't fix it. I'm like, you don't know what Postmates
were. Did I yell at you?
No, he was just yelling all over the place.
It
has nothing to do with you. No. It's just everything else is fucking crumbling. That's why. And I just gotta get my fucking rage out real quick.
Yeah. Here's what I saw. I saw a future where Postmates comes. There's no ranch in the bag. And then she's like, see, this is what I said was going to happen, and I don't even want to eat it at all. And then I have to sit there and guilty eat my fucking salad. I was like, it's just not going to happen today. I am going to fucking fix this shit and hook Steve up in the future so he doesn't have to go through this terrible situation.
It's so funny. Damn, dude, you and I are so similar because when Mariel and I first started going out, like I haven't been in a long-term relationship since Mariel. So everybody lasts like a couple weeks, a month, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
you've never lived with anyone else before?
Yo,
right?
so I've never had to deal with a girl's period ever because we would just meet up, date, fuck, whatever, move on, and during the period she would never see me.
Whoa.
So this is the first time I had to deal with a period. So after a while, when we were going out, she would forget to bring pads or whatever, some shit. So I just bought them myself and I would put it in my backpack. And people were right. And I remember I said it on JK News comment, like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
And I was like, well, I'm not trying to be sweet. I don't want to hear a fucking bitch about not having a fucking pad or a stupid fucking tampon. And I'm trying to go somewhere. Like, I'm hungry and like, well, I got to do. No. I have it in my fucking backpack.
Either way, you're anticipating needs, David. You're ready to be a dad. Yep. He calls me his kid because I have so many needs and he has them all at the ready.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to prevent that argument and fight from happening.
Me too.
So it's like, you know what? If you're in a bad mood, bam. Like the other day, I sensed that her period was coming. What did I do? I went to Trader Joe's. I got some fucking dark chocolate. I said, boom, don't yell at me.
Wow.
I left it there and I just fucking went away into the darkness.
That's beautiful, dude.
And I gave her space. I was
That's like the other day. I was
you trapping her.
I was so full. I ate so much Mexican food for lunch. Ooh. And then Nikki comes in the room and she's like, yo, I need to come. I took care of that shit. But I didn't fuck her. But I took care of that
But
shit.
I did not fuck her.
He didn't have the stamina or the wherewithal to
I couldn't move my lower body.
But his tongue could move.
Damn straight.
I'm surprised she didn't fucking barf in her pussy, dude.
Ew! David!
Mom, I told you should tune into the show. And this was a real good one.
For some reason, what I pictured was you just laying down and you just putting your hand over and playing the DJ. Just, you ready yet? There you go. There you go.
If she was into finger shit, I would do that. But she's just not.
Oh, you're not.
I
but
don't
you
like
do that for yourself, though.
I do. But I know exactly the spot, and I can take care of that in like 3 minutes.
Oh, it's the guy that doesn't know the clitoris as well.
And then I gotta guide him, and I'm like, it's just frustrating.
But I know where it is.
No, it's just like, but there's certain spots and pressures, and like this, you have to put pressure in a certain spot.
I can show you.
Yeah, it's the speed bag above the cavern.
Exactly where it is.
Cavernous hole.
I can point to it.
It's not you, it's me. Okay.
But
some girls just don't come, David. They can't.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
You know what? I just had a conversation about this with a friend. There's two sides to that. There's one girl that I know that has to come every time or she's upset.
Whoa.
When they're fucking.
She gets in a huff?
Like upset. Like she'll be genuinely upset at her partner if she doesn't come. Whoa. Like she has to. And there's the other one that's like, selfish. I know that I can't really come that easy. So I'm like, if it feels good, it feels good. And then if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, that's how I am. Then I just take care of myself after.
So is that normal? That's like the normal.
It's just whatever. It's preference, I think. Because, yeah, some girls just are used to coming during sex. And, like, if the partner knows that they come during sex and then they come early, then, like, it sucks for them. So yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just, like, I enjoy sex no matter what. So, like, the orgasming part, we like to do that first. So he like goes down there and takes care of it, and then
he'll do the job first,
and then we have sex. Yeah,
because if you do the guy's job, we're done. We're tapped out.
Right,
oh fuck exactly. Yeah, no, she's not doing that job.
Yeah,
no, I started, and then
we're pretty much done.
But I think it's about communication, you know. But wow, this turned into a really good relationship talk.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we're at the end of the podcast, and
nice.
I hope you learned that, you know, achieving your dreams isn't everything. It's the taking care of it afterwards, that the thing you don't think about. that you should always, you know, have like a plan. Like, what's your ultimate goal, you know, and just always have a goal in mind.
Just fail consistently, and you'll never have to deal with
It truly is like that sign that's like, it's not the journey, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Or just fail.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, that's my strategy. I've been doing that, and
your strategy
let
is
me
eat
tell
really
you.
shitty French fries. I think that's your strategy. I think if I learned one thing today.
Curly fries are crunchy.
Curly fries are not.
They are crunchy. Go to Jack in the Box
They're crunchy
sometime.
on the ends, but they're boingy, and
They're boingy,
They're
but
boingy,
the
yeah.
exterior is crusty, though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Wait,
only
but
boingy because of the shape.
that's what a
Yes.
French fry is. It's fried on the outside, but I like the mushy on the inside.
Hey, Nikki,
not the ones that are completely crispy. You know what I'm talking about? They're like sticks, and you bite into them, and
But
they're
a
like
good
sticks.
fry is always crispy and then soft on the inside.
Hey,
That's
Nikki,
But I like it.
Do big earrings
I like
bounce?
it very soft.
But they're still fucking hard.
I like them very soft on the inside.
It's like a Slinky's made out of metal, right? The metal's
Exactly.
hard, but
It
it's still
bounces.
Fuck you all. That's my final thought.
Best podcast ever.
That was pretty good.
Best.
Subscribe to David or don't, whatever.
Yeah. No, go check out David at Genius Brain. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to say
YouTube.com/.
about that?
Just Genius Brain podcast right now, and then you could check out all the food spots. Sip Matcha.
Yeah.
We have Eat Shrimp Daddy and the Chichi Dango.
And check out his movie Gook on Netflix.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
still on there.
Yeah.
And please rate us well on iTunes. It helps out a
It helps us a lot. Thanks.
And check out Sticky Show. It's really fun every Thursday.
Okay, bye.
Why didn't anyone tell me?